a summary of the recent ongoings with conference realignment. Conference realignment is always in the news, so we're back on the Big Mountain to provide an update. Hey, JY back with the Big Mountain. It's been a bit since we've talked about conference realignment. I want to talk about the Mountain West, the West Coast Conference, the United Athletic Conference, and the Ohio Valley Conference, as well as the Summit League. So let's start with the Mountain West, one of the two conferences we follow the closest here on the Big Mountain. On October 29th, it was announced that the Mountain West will expand sport sponsorships and add 2 new sports for the 26-27 athletic year. Both men's soccer and men's swimming and diving will be added to the conference. This will be the league's 20th and 21st sponsored sports. Commissioner Navarez stated that these additions, quote, represents a bold step forward in our commitment to broad-based excellence. These sports not only elevate our competitive profile, but also reflect the growing interest and investment from our member institutions. The inaugural men's soccer lineup for the Mountain West will include the Air Force Academy, UC Davis, Grand Canyon, San Jose State, UNLV, and Utah Tech. More to come on Utah Tech in a moment. Men's swimming and diving will include the Air Force Academy, Grand Canyon University, Hawaii, UNLV, and Wyoming. Wyoming is in the process of constructing a brand new swimming and diving facility. I got to see that on my visit to Laramie. If you're interested in that, check out that video on our channel. Utah Tech is being added as an affiliate member for men's soccer, as I have previously stated, and also baseball. Navarez stated that Utah Tech's, quote, dedication to competitive excellence and institutional growth aligns seamlessly with our strategic vision. Utah Tech will be moving from the WAC into the Big Sky in most of their other sports. That, of course, is effective July 2026. But these two sports, baseball and men's soccer, are going to be affiliate members with the Mountain West. As for baseball, the addition of Utah Tech will now have 9 baseball playing members within this conference. That includes Air Force Academy, UC Davis, Grand Canyon, Hawaii, Nevada, Reno, and Nevada, Las Vegas, University of New Mexico, San Jose State, and of course, Utah Tech. So a very nice baseball conference here in the Mountain West. The media deal here for the Mountain West is still being planned to be announced, kind of all in one time as a one-time package. We know it's going to be multiple different media rights providers. I'm still being told that the package is under a red line version in the attorney's hands, reviewing everything, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's. And I've been told that this red line version, which I know I've been telling our viewers has been going on for months, I've been told this can take a very long time. Apparently, that is the case here for the Mountain West. Of course, when we get a media deal, we will talk about that very, very heavily and in a lot of detail here on the channel. Let's switch gears to some other conferences and some other realignment news. I want to go to the United Athletic Conference next. This is a conference I have done several podcasts about. On October 10th, so just over a month ago, as many of you know, Little Rock announced they will be moving from the Ohio Valley Conference to the UAC in 2026. The UAC and the ASUN consortium director, Jeff Bacon, stated that, quote, Little Rock's impressive academic and athletic track record, its leadership's commitment to all sports, including men's and women's basketball, and the expansion of our presence into Little Rock bring significant value to our membership as we build a new model for Division I athletics. one designed to minimize expenses. Say it right, JY. One designed to minimize expenses, maximize revenues, and deliver quality competition to all of its members. I have been reporting that there would be a total of 3 members joining the UAC, Little Rock being the first. However, those plans for the other 2 have now been put on hold. First, Southeast Missouri issues a statement on Tuesday, November 17th, that while they did examine the conference landscape and opportunities, they believe it is best to stick with the Ohio Valley Conference at this time. So that was one of the 2 schools that I had been told was very interested in joining the UAC. We don't know any further details really, but I'll get into that here just a little bit in terms of what may be going on. The 3rd member, I've also been told here today that they also have put on hold any sort of realignment for their university. Again, sources tell me that that 3rd member now is also waiting on whatever may happen, transpire with the environment. So the 3 is now down to 1, just Little Rock. And if there's any other updates, I'll bring that for you. But these other 2 are not going to be happening any sort of imminent or really in the short-term future. I do want to point out that Matt Baker, he does the Extra Points, reported that industry sources told him that the exit fee to leave the Ohio Valley Conference would cost more than $2 million. And at this point in time, that may be just too rich for schools to pay to leave the conference. So for now, it sounds like the Ohio Valley Conference really has kind of righted the ship. Instead of being rated of 3 schools right now, only losing 1 in Little Rock. In other realignment news, Denver has announced that they're going to be leaving the Summit League and joining the West Coast Conference. I was reporting that Denver would be leaving the Summit League. I had originally said it would be to the Big West. However, I was told that a better offer was made from the West Coast Conference, and that's why Denver decided to go in that direction. So while I didn't have the conference exactly right, I did have correct that Denver was leaving the Summit League. Things are fluid, things can change. And I only get updates when I get them. So at this point, Denver moving to the West Coast Conference. I've also been told to kind of watch the Summit League as changes to that league may not be finished. So we'll see what, if anything, comes from that. And again, news could end up being the same here with the Summit League as it was with the Ohio Valley, where schools are right now really looking at their options, surveying the landscape, similar to what you heard there from Southeast Missouri. It may turn into something, and it may not. They may just decide that they're happy with where they are at least for right now. So wanted to hit on several different things that I know we've talked about in the past. No real news in terms of imminent changes coming, but that doesn't mean once football season's over here in the next 2 months that things don't start ramping back up again. And we will keep you updated. Hey, I thank you guys for watching this quick realignment update. Make sure you smash that like button on the way out and subscribe if you're not already. And I'll see you next time on the Big Mountain.